What's
can't
this? What did
wait.
I miss right when I walked in? What were you talking about?
We were talking about your mustache.
Thank you, Josh.
Let's rock and roll.
Wanna make that paper, wanna make that now. This is the affiliate marketing show. Wanna make that paper, wanna make that now. This is the
What is up, everybody? It's Josh coming to you with another episode of the Affiliate Marketing Show. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as all of our audio platforms to make sure that you don't miss any future episodes or latest updates on affiliate marketing news. Once again, this is Josh from OfferVault.com. We are the industry's largest aggregator of affiliate networks, direct advertisers, their affiliate programs, and affiliate offers, as well as advertising networks and their traffic for sale. If you need anything related to affiliate marketing, you need to check out OfferVault.com. I'm assuming you already know about us. We also have Adam Young, the CEO of Ringbud, the industry's best pay-per-call tracking platform, ready to help you with all your pay-per-call tracking needs. We also have Harrison Gewirtz, as I mentioned last week. Do I really need to say anything outside of that? And our special guest today, Darren Blatt, the CEO and founder of the Affiliate Ball, the industry's most well-known networking event and party. Some say he actually invented the concept of the party. And Darren, I just want to say, look at me now, man. I've come a long way from sleeping on your couch back in 2012. I feel like you're probably a proud papa right now.
I mean, you could only go up from there, right?
Yeah. So
Oh, it's that bad, huh?
Josh did say it was a very nice couch, you know.
it
It was
actually
brand new before you laid on it.
Yeah, I broke it
Was
in.
it black leather?
No, it was not black leather. No.
I think it was more of like a dark brown suede, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, I used to work with Darren at the Affiliate Ball. Right out of college back in 2012, I was trying to pursue my dream of being a professional musician. I bought a one-way ticket to LA with my guitar on my back. Darren said, hey, come slang some sponsorships for these parties I'm throwing. You can sleep on my couch. We'll get you on your feet out here. And the rest is history. That was kind of my intro to the industry itself, more or less. But me and Darren also have family ties back from Cleveland, Ohio. Blood is thicker than water, although it's not quite blood, but we'll pretend that it is. But Darren, married into blood. Yeah. Darren, where are you talking to us from today?
I'm in Los Angeles, Sherman Oaks.
Nice. Probably a little bit warmer over there right now, huh?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's probably about 65 degrees or something.
Nice.
Josh, I bet he's got a couch.
I bet he has a couch. Yeah. Next time I'm out that way, yeah, I'll
Still
definitely
got a
check it
nice
out.
dent on it.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate having you on the show. We're going to talk about all things Affiliate Ball and projects you got coming up a little bit later in this episode. But first, I wanted to start off with this crazy new technology, ChatGPT. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but basically it is a function that will basically write copy for you. I should have had this video up on my phone. I'm really butchering this. Adam, tell us the overview of ChatGPT while I pull this up. Actually, you know what? I have it right here. Don't worry about it.
I love how you come prepared.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was excited to start. I forgot. Okay, I'm going to play this video.
ChatGPT, hold on. I'll preface it. So ChatGPT is some software made by OpenAI, which was founded by Sam Altman, also the founder of Y Combinator, and Elon Musk, who I don't think needs any explanation. And they invest heavily in machine learning models. I hesitate to call it artificial intelligence. I think that's really buzzwordy, but they make highly advanced machine learning models, and ChatGPT is their new chat model, which you can prompt with all sorts of information, whether it's ad copy or questions about the universe or even code related questions. It will write code. It'll write stories and songs for you. It'll do some pretty incredible stuff. And at the moment, it's free at chat.openai.com, but they are releasing it soon on Microsoft Azure, who made a huge investment into their company, and they will have APIs for this, and I assume they're going to charge for it very soon. But it's pretty incredible technology.
Cool. So I'm going to play this video. It's Ryan Reynolds doing an ad for Mint Mobile. He'll explain in more detail, but essentially he types a few prompts into ChatGPT and it writes the commercial for him. It's pretty crazy. Let's watch that real quick and then we'll dive in a little bit further.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds, owner of Mint Mobile. We're always looking for ways to save you money. So this year, we're kicking things off with an ad that I created using ChatGPT, the AI technology. This is what I asked it to write. I said, write a commercial for Mint Mobile in the voice of Ryan Reynolds. Use a joke, a curse word, and let people know that Mint's holiday promo is still going, even after the big wireless companies have ended theirs. This is what it wrote. Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here. Eerie. First of all, let me just say Mint Mobile is the shit. But here's the thing. All the big wireless companies out there are ending their holiday promos, but not Mint Mobile. We're keeping the party going because we're just that damn good. Give Mint Mobile a try. And hey, as an added bonus, if you sign up now, you'll get to hear my voice every time you call customer service. Just kidding, that's not really a thing. And stay classy, everyone. That is mildly terrifying, but compelling.
All right. Well, hopefully you weren't watching the video because that quality was garbage, but
you
get the
realize
idea.
that Zoom has screen share, right, Josh?
Yeah, well, we're running on a low budget. I was
gonna suggest it, but I just said let him run with it. I'm not gonna give the guy.
He just rolled off his couch. Give him a break.
Yeah, please.
You're
guys.
just getting these intros decent, Josh, and now you're just
I
not
know.
coming prepared
Well,
on the rest
one
of the
thing-
stuff. I don't know
one
how
thing at a
many
time.
job-threatening.
You're lacking on the AV front, Josh.
All right. Well,
Darren,
intro.
were you ever interested in hosting podcasts? I was just curious. You seem like you have some experience there. We may have some availability here soon.
I would love that, and I could actually patch videos in the screen. You know what I mean? Like as we chat. It's anyway.
Yes.
Next
well,
level.
thank you guys. Really appreciate the support here. Anyways,
Josh, you're going to be replaced by an AI pretty soon. It's all good.
that's actually a good point, Darren. So I wanted to talk about this because this kind of freaked me out when I saw that video and when I learned a little bit about what this technology can do. Adam, I want to toss it to you first. So you run a team of developers. Do you see ChatGPT replacing anyone who's doing work like that? And if you were running ads, how would you be leveraging this technology?
That's a good question. So as far as developers go, no, I don't think this is a replacement for them at this point. Certainly not for us. So we run a team of highly skilled, mostly senior developers, and those developers are not going to be replaced by ChatGPT anytime soon. It's not analyzing large enterprise platforms like ours and huge code bases and then creating functionality or improvements for it. I have seen a bunch of people use ChatGPT to make code. I think it works well for simple HTML code at this point. Like if you were to ask it to make you a web page that uses Bootstrap and you want 3 form fields on it, a select box, and a submit button or something, I think it can basically handle that. But as far as what I can tell, when developers try and use it for anything complicated, they spend 2 minutes getting it to write the code, and then they'll spend 2 hours making the code work or fixing the bugs or like cleaning it up when they could have just written the code themselves in a much shorter period of time. Not to say that this technology won't do better in the future. I think it adds a lot to things like GitHub Autopilot, but for the time being, I just think that it's not trained on large code bases. So for building complex products, it's not going to work. But for things like advertising copy, for things like writing blog post articles or split testing advertisements or writing scripts, it can do some pretty incredible things. You could take someone else's Facebook ad, for instance, and say to ChatGPT, rewrite this ad in 15 different ways that include more intense emotions, more compassionate words, more more descriptive sentences and things like that. And ChatGPT will actually write the copy and give you optionality and can include the different emotions that you want the people reading it to feel, which will give you some pretty incredible results if you're not great at writing ad copy, and it does it instantly.
Yeah, my heart started pounding there for a second. You were talking about jobs that this could replace. I thought you were about to say podcast hosts at the end there, but thank God we did it. Yeah.
Yeah, we
just insinuated it. It's insinuated. Don't worry,
we didn't want to ruin your day, but I bet it could do it.
Harrison, go ahead. What's up? Just type what?
I was gonna say, you just type in something like, select someone from TV personality, podcast script if they're hosting, and then boom, they handle it. And we have Brian Williams one. What's the lady? Wendy Williams. In other weeks, it's a little bumpier. Just go with different hosts. It would actually be kind of interesting. And then we just give you a script, and then you're just the human we're filling with ChatGPT scripts. I kind of like it.
In fact, Harrison, I think we should have the intro written by ChatGPT for Josh to just read from now on. I think that would probably solve a lot of our problems.
It'll be error-free at least.
Come on, the intro is good. I got the intro down right now. Now it's having my videos ready and maybe learning how to screen share. Harrison, do you see ChatGPT as the first step towards automating non-manufacturing jobs? For instance, should academics and teachers be threatened by this kind of technology moving forward?
Well, I have a very, very thorough academic, many college degrees. No, just kidding. But I was thinking about it because, college books, for example, are very expensive because they pay a bunch of academics to spend years writing shitty books. And ChatGPT, as it gets better, I believe will really simplify that because it can do the research of 1,000 human beings fast. And based on what I've seen playing with it, it actually produces quality content. So I see a lot of people on Facebook talking about how this is the future, how they're going to make tons of money with it, how they're going to use it to optimize their ad campaigns or build tons of content. And I don't think they're wrong, but I think in the future, this is going to come to bite some people that otherwise thought they were above kind of the automation world. So 5 years ago, 10 years ago, people would say the guy taking your order at McDonald's, his job's at risk because there's a kiosk now, or the barista's job is at risk because, there's a robot that makes your coffee now or makes your salad, etc. This, although not perfect today, I think in the future could jeopardize other people's jobs. Someone in an ad agency and all they do is write content. Why do you pay that new college grad $100,000 a year to just write, blog posts for various clients that are in their agency when you could pay someone less to just edit what ChatGPT writes, as an example?
Well, let's do a test on that, actually, guys. So, Darren, you have the affiliate ball coming up at Affiliate Summit. Let's have ChatGPT write an advertisement right now about the affiliate ball. So give me a few things that you would want to say about the affiliate ball. What are some of the best parts of the affiliate ball?
Affiliate marketing's biggest and best networking events.
All right, hold on a second. So write an advertisement for affiliate, for the affiliate ball. The affiliate marketing industry's biggest and best networking event. All right, what else?
Featuring legends like Method Man with surprise guests. I feel like I'm already writing that.
No. Hold on. It'll be good. You watch.
Let's see what it does.
Who's the MC?
Only a few days left to RSVP. Secure your spot now at affiliateball.com.
SVP at affiliateball.com. Also, come see the industry's biggest names, winners of the Athy Award. By the way, everybody on this podcast has won Industry Excellence Athy Award. Thank you, Mr. Blatt. We appreciate the recognition.
I know what he's going to say next.
No. I already said it in person.
You want to say it? No, go ahead and say it, Darren. Go ahead. We want to hear it.
Well, here's my Athy Award. Why don't you guys hold up yours? Where are yours at?
Mine's downstairs.
Oh, okay, cool.
But that's not what he's going to say. He's not going to make fun of the award. Come on, Darren. Tell everybody.
Okay, so in the history of the Athys, I've had one rule. And that one rule is you must be there to accept your award. Now, I only let that rule slide twice.
Look, I'm sorry. We like sushi, man. It was really important. Sushi, man. I'm sorry.
Listen, I know Adam was legit sick the first one on his. Harrison, you love sushi and you're working out a lot. It's all good.
I'll take the excuses.
Yeah, it's all good. It's really not that I gave it to you guys. It's an industry award. All I do is I'm like the AI in a way. You know what I mean? I kind of sort through everybody's feedback. I hear from past winners, and I try to keep it a legit award where it can't be fixed. So I'm just the conduit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I get all that info from everybody, and I'm just the guy that presents it.
So Adam, read your ad, because I just did one too, but I did it a little bit different. I'd like you to read your ChatGPT output, and then I'll read you what I got, because I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Really? Oh my god! I love all the advertising.
Harrison, the first output I got is an error occurred. So let me.
Okay, let me give you mine. I will tell you, write an advertisement about the affiliate ball on January 24th, 2023, featuring Method Man in the voice of Snoop Dogg. So here's what we got. Ooh. Yo, what's good? It's your boy Snoop Dogg coming at you with a hot tip about the affiliate ball going down on January 24th, 2023. And let me tell you, this ain't no ordinary party. We got Method Man performing live, and trust me, this man knows how to get the crowd lit. But it ain't just about music. We also got some serious networking going on. You'll be able to connect with some of the biggest players in the affiliate game and make some real connections that can help you take your business to the next level. So if you're in the affiliate game and you ain't got no plans for January 24th, you best change that and get your tickets to the affiliate ball. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. It's going to be a night to remember with Method Man and the hottest crowd in the game. See you there.
Josh, you're fired.
I was gonna say, let's do another one. Let's do another one where it's a job post looking for a new podcast host, because Josh Sebo is such a shitty podcast host and doesn't know how to write copy well. Adam, did you get
Josh,
yours?
You're the best. No, it literally won't load now. So like the page won't load. I had this amazing prompt typed up, and we'll come back to it.
If you send it to me, I can put it back, but.
Because I actually had to write something for Method Man. I wanted to get a little shout out before the party. So I tried to write it in his voice, but I should have had this because I never got that video from him. Maybe it was a little whack. I don't know. I could have used it.
Well, I learned two things from Harrison's prompt. One, ChatGPT is insane. And two, Harrison does a really shitty impression of Snoop Dogg.
I was trying to fair.
Come on, Josh. You learned 3 things about your job. Remember the whole.
Oh yeah, my job is at risk again. That seems to be a weekly recurring theme of this show.
Well, to be fair to you, Josh, how much do you get paid to do the show? It's the same as how much I get paid.
Yeah, I do it out of pure love for the game. That's all I'm doing this for. So I wanted to touch back on Affiliate Summit West. I know we've been hitting that quite a bit on the show, but with it coming up next week, I think it's very useful for our viewers and audience to get as much advice on how to have a successful show. So Harrison, I'm going to start with you. What are some tips for affiliates when it comes to working a trade show like Affiliate Summit West in Las Vegas?
So by the way, Adam, it gave me an error too. I think it's too long. It said an error.
No, I think their thing's just down.
Okay, so I was thinking about it, and I've been to quite a few trade shows, like way too many, like hundreds now. And I think for new affiliates to these shows, my biggest piece of advice would say, even if it's irrelevant to your business, literally approach every booth, table, and company that you can at these events. When I went to shows as a youngin', I would do this, and I introduced myself, dropped a card, and pretty much asked what people did and told people what I did, and then tried to find ways to do business with every single booth or table, etc., at these events. So a lot of these conversations were totally not relevant. They were in another industry or vertical, and there was not really, like, I hate this word, but a synergy. But building those relationships starts with just saying hi and introducing yourself. And then a few years down the line, I needed something for X or Y. And I remembered that guy who I met at 3 trade shows ago. And they remembered that I took the time to go introduce myself and drop them a card. And it always paid off tenfold. Some of those people still haven't done business with 10 years plus later, but we're friends. And whenever I do need something, they're, around to help. So, that's my biggest tip. It's to kind of get out of your comfort zone if you're a little shy and just literally talk to as many people as you can and collect as many business cards as you have. I think Adam and I have both, when we've had some new team members, we've literally told them to do this. Go just get as many business cards as you can and go meet everyone that you can, even if they're not doing pay-per call stuff. Just tell them what's up, tell them about Ringba, learn about what they do, because if you're new to this industry, especially, there's going to be technology or traffic sources or products or offers or, advertisers of verticals that you've never heard of. And why not learn about it if you're going to be in this game?
So not only did Darren teach me how to shave with a razor blade, but he also taught me how
I clearly need the lesson.
He also taught me how to walk the trade show floor, how to hit all the booths. He's kind of where I learned how to work a trade show floor. So Darren, if you were talking to the affiliates watching this, getting ready for the show next week, what would you tell them is the most important thing they need to focus on in Vegas?
Obviously what Harrison said is spot on. Your network is your net worth, right? So you want to meet as many people as you can. You want to get into the mix. But I think that a lot of people, for a first time, if you're a newbie, they talk a little more than they listen. So I would say listen way more than you talk, because you're going to learn a lot from these people that you meet. And sometimes opportunity knocks and you hear something and maybe it doesn't resonate right away, but later on you think to yourself, wow, you know what? I could actually use some of that and add it to your game. So look at it as a learning experience, like you'd be paying attention in a classroom, because all these people have knowledge that they can give to you. You just have to ask the right questions. Don't make it about you. Obviously, everybody's trying to promote what they have going on. I'd rather hear what they have going on so I could figure out, do I need to work with you? Do I need to waste my breath talking to you? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people you can choose to talk to, but you only have so much time. So I would say just be a better listener.
Awesome. I think the only person that can compete with Harrison for trade show attendance is probably Adam. And Adam, I know you're at almost every show that's out there. If you're not, there's always a pretty good reason that you're not there. So I'm really curious, what's your take on having a successful show geared towards the affiliates and publishers that are in attendance?
I completely agree wholeheartedly with Mr. Gewurz and Mr. Blatt. And I think those two things, not only do I agree with them, I think they go hand in hand. And what I would add is that I was recently at a mastermind, and these were some pretty high-level affiliates. The ticket price was $4,600 a person to go. And when I asked them about trade shows, they said they go to the trade shows, but they just hang out at the bar, and they don't actually go to the exhibit hall. And I thought that was really interesting. And I spent the rest of the conversation attempting to convince them not to do that. Now, I'm not saying don't go to the bar or don't go to the party. Obviously, you should go. By the way, Darren throws a kick-ass party. I've never been, but I hear it's great. And
I've been twice. It's a lot of fun.
In all fairness, I don't think Adam hits any parties unless he's throwing them. So it shouldn't take it personally.
None. If you want to see me at a party, you got to get into mine. That's basically it. It's not. Yeah. Sorry, Darren. It's me. It's okay. Me. But I think the interesting thing about that is when you're at the bar, yes, you can create a relationship and you can work on those relationships and you will ask people, what do they do? But for the most part, the conversations aren't industry. You're just talking, you're just shooting the shit, you're watching a sports game, you're making friends, and that has value. But when you go to the exhibit hall and you see all these people, especially at a meat market at Affiliate Summit or the exhibit hall at Affiliate Summit, the people with the tables and the booths have literally spent collectively millions of dollars to stand there and wait for you to come up and talk to them about business. And that's probably, to Darren's point, one of the greatest learning opportunities you could have as a new person or a veteran. Still to this day, I walk the entire exhibit hall. I talk to companies I don't know because I want to learn about what they're doing so that I can stay up to date on what the industry is doing so that I can hopefully better serve the industry. And I'm a service provider, so it's a little bit different. But the more people you can meet and the more you can learn about what they do, the more you'll understand the ecosystem, the more you'll be able to find opportunities. And so if you're a new affiliate, I know it's kind of a grind, but I did the same things at my first shows. And that is I went to every single table, every single booth, and I said, hey, I'm Adam. I'm an affiliate. What do you guys do? I'd love to learn about your business. And then I would just shut up. And they would go, and they would go, and they would go. And some of them would tell me things I probably wasn't supposed to know. And those things were incredibly valuable. And I learned about the whole industry just from spending days in a conference hall. And I know it's just a grind, but the reality is, and I don't mean to sound arrogant here, but I work the booth at all the trade shows that we're at. So if you want to know about pay-per-call, you literally can go into one of these trade shows, and there's the CEO of Ringba standing right there. I mean, and I've helped people make more than $1 billion in pay-per-call. This is a lot of money. And so I'm like standing there, I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? How can I help you? What do you want to know? And yet a lot of people don't take the time to do that. And I will give Darren some credit here, because there isn't a trade show where Darren's at where I don't bump into him at my booth. He literally still to this day, what are you, like 18 years in, Darren? Like,
you don't want to know how long in.
Yeah,
90,
we're like
97 I started. So
I was 5.
Yeah, there you go. And so like Darren is still there hustling every single booth because he wants to learn what people are doing. Obviously, he's promoting what he does. There's no doubt about it. And it's a great way to do it. But he also wants to see people and learn what they're doing. Same for Josh. Josh works a trade show like a monster. He goes from every single booth, every single table. What's up? I'm Josh. I'm with OfferVault. How can I serve you? What are you guys up to? And it's just like, you know, we're like old people in the industry, but we're still doing it. And there's a reason we're still doing it. And there's a reason we're all really successful at it, right? And it has to do with the fact that we're just willing to talk to everybody and willing to learn about what they're doing. So amazing points. And now that we've completely crushed the question with all the best answers, Josh, what's some advice that you can give to affiliates about working trade?
You might want to ask ChatGPT, Josh.
Yeah, you might want to ask ChatGPT, honestly. I don't know. I mean, you guys have all crushed it. What can I say that hasn't already been said? I would agree, though. It's definitely a numbers game to me. And also something I've noticed over the years is even if there's a company and you're talking to someone where it's not quite the right fit right now, there's so much turnover in this industry. I find that I'll have a conversation with somebody at a company and it's like, okay, it's not a good fit, but you seem like a cool dude, let's stay in touch. And then like 2 years later, they're like, hey man, I'm at this CPA network now. I remember we talked a couple years ago and I really wanted to do business with you now. And it's like, wow, that took 2 years, but you know what? Here's the lead I was hoping for. So you never know who you're talking to, where they're going to be down the road, which is why, like everybody has already said, I try and hit every booth no matter what, just so they know who OfferVault is, what we do. I feel like people actually now know me as OfferVault Josh. I've kind of created this brand. I'm not just Josh anymore. I'm OfferVault Josh. So I would say just, you know, and also you mentioned grinding. Like, yeah, it's a grind. It's like, what are you doing at the show if you're not trying to grind? You know, you should be grinding at the show and you should be grinding at Darren's party. What up? So I think it is a grind and you should be grinding. You know, if you're not getting back to your hotel room after a day on the floor and your feet don't hurt and you're not exhausted and you don't want to just sit down for a second, you did it wrong. So all great answers. I don't know. I think maybe I did beat ChatGPT on that one, but you know, we'll have to run a test.
I think you did, Josh. I think what you said there was really profound, and I think it's so super important. And that
he definitely did because it's down right now.
It's still down.
Yeah.
But what you said there is so super important, Josh, and that is like coming from a bunch of industry OGs like us. I still get to the hotel room at the end of the day and I am mentally and physically exhausted. 100%. And then I still have to host dinners. I still have to do events. I still have to take meetings. Harrison and I have taken meetings until like 2 or 3 in the morning and then gotten up first thing in the morning, did breakfast meetings the next day and then grinded it again. And so I think the reality is if you want to be super successful, if you want to build a lasting business and a brand, and if you want to one day become a leader in the industry, you have to hustle your ass off at a trade show. And that means at the exhibit hall, at the events, at the panels, at the parties, all day in the app before the show. Who do I want to meet? Who am I going to reach out to? Who do I want to talk to? Who can help me? And then during the show, hey man, you're at the show. Can we meet? Hey, like constantly, all day, every day. And then when you land in your hotel room like Josh, just a meat bag passed out in his bed, waiting to do it again the next day.
On a couch.
Like,
on
the couch. You know you've done it right. And still 20 years in, like that's it. It's that simple. We just work harder than everybody else. And that's how we do it. So and I think from a sponsor's point of view, and Harrison, I'm going to paraphrase him because this is really Harrison's strategy on trade shows. And I just learned this from him. And that is, if you're going to invest in a table or a booth at a trade show, it cannot be 1 year. The first year you go, no one knows who you are. They aren't going to talk to you. You probably aren't going to get a lot of business. You might not even break even. Second year, people are going to be like, oh yeah, I remember Adam and those Ring BA people or whatever. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll talk to them, maybe I won't. Third year, they're like, oh shit, they're still in business. They have more people. I probably need to go talk to those people. And so, Harrison sees it as a minimum 3-year commitment for success if you're going to exhibit or have a table at a trade show. And I think that's a really good mindset to have, because if you're not going to give it the time it needs to really develop a brand, you're probably not going to see a lot of success.
I'll just
Sorry
elaborate.
to steal your thing, Harrison.
No, I'll just elaborate on it. It's simple. If you're, let's just use the service provider example. You want people to trust you. They're going to trust you with their business. And first year, they're like, well, who the hell are these people? Second year, they're like, I still don't trust these people. Once they see some credibility, it takes shape, and it takes a long time for that to happen, especially with, like with something like call tracking. It's important if, you got to make sure it works. And so I don't even take it personally. And how many times have we had conversations with someone at a dinner and they're like, yeah, I did that meat market once and I just didn't get too much business out of it. And I just want to reach over the table dude, come on, you did it once. You were at the table for 6 hours. You had 6 hours of FaceTime. Literally, the meat market is from 12 to 6. This isn't like a 4-day thing. Come on.
And not only that, their table was in the back because they booked it late. They paid the late person price, didn't have a good location. They didn't build a relationship with the trade show organizer, so they got a better position. I mean, people ask me all the time, dude, how are you doing this? Your booths are up front. You have the lanyards. You have all the best locations. And my reply is, well, this is year 7, and we lost a lot of money the first couple, And so it's a time-based thing. Cool. So, Darren, we do want to learn more about the affiliate ball and its history. And so, Josh, I know you have some questions prepared. Let's interrogate Darren Blatt.
Hey, before you do, I just want to say one thing about our last stuff. Super pro tip to those that are going to put in the effort and really work hard to the point where your feet hurt, you're exhausted, you did everything you could do. Pro tip here. Coffee, stay caffeinated, bring protein bars, because the one thing that you don't have a chance to do if you work as hard as we do, you don't have time to really go out and eat, right? So I always have protein bars ready to go. So I have that second cup of coffee around noon. I have a protein bar handy just in case I can't find any food, and you're good to go. But anyway, back to you.
I'm bringing a bunch of protein shakes next week. That's been I brought them to San Diego 2 weeks ago. That was great.
Yep.
To your point, Darren, Harrison and I know he doesn't do this. Josh, I don't think does this. We don't drink at trade shows.
That's good. Not even coffee?
No.
Okay, we drink tons of coffee.
Okay.
No, they don't drink. They don't drink any liquid. They don't hydrate whatsoever. It's a strictly solid diet. Darren, we are going to break down the business aspect of your events. But before that, can you just give us a real Cliff Notey version of how the affiliate ball came to be, what you were doing before the affiliate ball? I mean, whether it's the best networking event or party in the industry, that's a debate for another time. Whether you get the best entertainment, I don't think that's up for debate at all. So real fast, before we do dive into the business side of things, Tell us about the affiliate ball, how you started, how it got here.
Well, the roots of the affiliate ball actually started 24 years ago when I threw the players ball. And the players ball was at the very beginning of affiliate marketing. The industry's gone through a lot of changes over the years. So what used to make money probably doesn't make money anymore. So, the internet back then was a wild, wild west. And then, 12 years later, after doing the players ball and that really fun run, it was amazing. It was basically the same thing as the affiliate ball and all the internet marketing trade shows. But the industry switched a little bit and I had to learn to switch with it. Just like anybody, the industries change, and what you do today, you might not be doing 2 years from now. So you got to kind of stay ahead, get that intel from the trade shows. But for me, I decided to switch directions and start doing my events at the Affiliate Summit, at AdTex. I did LeadsCon, traffic and conversion. So I decided that the business model that I put in place, which I guess it is a business model. I always broke even doing it. And still sometimes I just break even doing it. It's a labor of love. It's a way to give back to the industry. But really about 12 years ago is when I started the affiliate ball. And the focus of it is really to bring everybody together under one roof. Not only for a marketing angle for the sponsors, because when else can you get like imagine a trade show floor, right? Like how many people are actually on the floor at any given time, right? So if you have maybe, let's say 5,000 attendees at Affiliate Summit, maybe 6,000, whatever it is, maybe half of those people are on the floor at any given time. But what if you can get all of those people's attention and be able to send a message to them where they're really paying attention? They can see your brand, they can hear your brand. So the concept of the affiliate ball is really a marketing platform that's thinking a little bit outside of the box. I put all those people in a room. I get about 2,000 to 3,000 people in that room all at once. And the advantage to the bigger sponsors this round is their logos are going to be seen in rotation all night long. The artists are playing in front of the logos. Our smaller sponsors this year, unfortunately, I couldn't put their logos in. There's a really cool animation system at this venue, and it just wouldn't work. But the idea is to have a microphone. What was that?
He said, "Fuck them," but I'm one of those. I'm one of those small sponsors, bro. I was like,
Josh, I had no idea.
I was like, Darren, let me get my logo on the screen. Let's do our thing like we always do. He goes, "Fuck you." No, not this time. I was like, bro, we're family. What the fuck?
About that. So that's why I have a microphone, right? So the microphone is so that I can at some point thank every sponsor there. So the concept is not only do sponsors get seen, not only do I put everybody in a room together, but I honestly feel like for you to get to that next level in a relationship with, and this goes outside of business, right? You really want to form a bond. So what I'm hoping for is that if you go see Snoop Dogg, who we've had a couple times at the affiliate ball, Method Man, whoever these artists are, you're going to kind of bond because it's such a fun time and the energy in that room is just electrifying, right? So I want you to have a legendary night. I want you to remember it for life, but I also want you to form bonds so that when you guys get home, now you got a homie, a buddy, somebody that you really think that you're going to do business with for years, as opposed to a really quick meet and greet at the trade show floor. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to drink alcohol. You could come to the party and just kind of hang out and be with people. You could be behind a rope or not. But I really feel like the experience of the party is where the bonds are formed. And that's why I do it.
Darren, so you mentioned Snoop Dogg. We've talked about Method Man next week. I'm super pumped about that. Can you walk us through the process of how you book celebrity talent like this? Do you have a relationship with these artists? Do you go through some sort of agency? And how does the actual business side of getting them on paper to perform at the event work for you?
That's like asking Adam and Harrison, how did you guys build Ringba? Tell me all the secrets.
So maybe from a bird's eye view.
Let me elaborate.
I would answer that question, Darren.
Well, I guess what I would say is, what's the most here? I'll just go with something like this. What's the craziest request you've ever had from talent when negotiating something? Like, what's the weirdest or craziest?
That would be Snoop Dogg. So all right, so the quick answer to that is it's always difficult, because with artists, you have to know a lot about how many hits they have. Would it be popular for the crowd? A lot of people stereotype our events as rap. We've had a lot of singers. We've had T-Pain, Sean Paul, reggae artist Shaggy. But it's hard to do, but it's also a vibe, and you have to know who's going to put on the best show, right? So that's first. Then you need to have a really good agent that you stick with for years, because agents are middlemen, and sometimes you could get taken to the bank. Sometimes they don't deliver what they say they're going to deliver. So having a good relationship with like one loyal agent that you deal with is really good. I happen to know a lot of the management now for some of the bigger artists. I think that after you have, the artists that we've had, we built this really super reputation amongst the big names, Ludacris, Snoop, and everybody. So it makes it fun for them to perform our event, because they already know we're legit. We've done all the bigs, and it's always a good vibe. We take care of them backstage, but it's hard. It takes a lot of money, and it takes a lot of sponsor support. So for me, I usually try to make sure that before I pull the trigger on a really big name artist, because, a big name artist can cost you anywhere between 60,000 to 150,000, depending on who you are, or more, So I feel like I have a good picker where I know the value of an artist based on how big they are, their set that they're going to perform, their star power. So I feel like I could compare, okay, for maybe 60 grand or 80 grand, who's in that price range, right? And I'll lay it all out there, and I'll say, okay, I think I get the biggest bang for the buck with Method Man, as opposed to, well, I'm not going to mention any names in case I get them in the future. You get the idea, right?
But so what did Snoop Dogg ask for, though?
Okay, so it was 2001. I've learned a lot over the years. One thing that I learned is you got to do an all-included deal, which means that I pay one price and I pay extra so I don't have to get them all the crazy stuff in the rider that you're asking about. But when I did used to do that, before I learned this little trick about all-included, Snoop Dogg had in his backline and rider two PlayStation consoles, two Xbox, and this is 2001, two Xbox. He had to have Madden football, NBA. You had all these, games that had to be there. I had to set them up on TVs backstage for him in the green room. So I have all these different TVs I had to bring in.
Did they actually play with these video games, or was they didn't even use it?
You're smart, Harrison. No.
I had a feeling.
No, they didn't even use it, because what happens is they have a standard rider that they give to big arenas. So like somebody like Snoop Dogg would sell out, 15,000, 50,000 people. So it's always the same, right? So when I book them, I got to scale things back a little, because we don't need that same sound system for the huge stadium, right? So I have to know a little something about the tech requirements, the PA system that's already in place versus what I have to bring in. But the Snoop Dogg one, what really sucked about that is, they come in at the last second. The first question Snoop has is, yo, where's D Money at? Where's D Money? But this is his manager. Snoop wants to know where the weed's at. That's not on the rider. I didn't know I had to bring weed for Snoop. I mean,
what do you mean you didn't know you had to bring weed for Snoop?
Okay, I did know.
Come on.
Hold on. I did know, and a friend of mine from Humboldt County happened to have an ounce of the stickiest green.
An ounce?
Ounce. Just an ounce. But that ounce was rolled into 6 big blunts, because Snoop has a roller back then that he paid 30 grand a year to roll his joints. So he's backstage rolling an ounce of weed into 6 blunts about that size, that thick. And on stage, he's handing it out to like everybody. He lights it up, takes a few hits, hands it. So I was prepared. I had a little backup stash. But anyway, besides that, green M&Ms had to be there. Snapples, with certain flavors. I'm running around the city trying to get Snap. I mean, I don't know. This might have been Ice Cubes. I did Ice Cube as well. They had to have fresh OJ, and it says freshly squeezed. So now you have to go run around and find freshly squeezed OJ. You have to have catering, certain kinds of food, no pork. So it's like, okay. So like, that really becomes very difficult. But the Snoop Dogg one, with just the fact that I had to bring in all the PlayStations and all the games, I didn't even touch it. Back then, I did a live show on the internet. I mean, I was way before people doing podcasts. I did the D-Money show way back then. And I actually gave these away on my live show. I'd have people calling in because what am I going to do with 4 of these, right? I just needed one. I'm like, I'll take the PlayStation, right? And I just gave away the other 3 because I didn't need it after that. But yeah, that was probably the weirdest thing.
So I actually read, I forget where I read it, but maybe not for Snoop Dogg, but for some of these artists, when they make requests like a bowl of green M&Ms, a lot of the time they do that to see if you've even read the rider. Yep. And a lot of what's in the rider, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Darren, is there's for big shows and big venues, there are safety requirements, stage weight requirements, equipment assembly requirements, how things have to be done so that no one gets hurt. And maybe it was a Rolling Stone article, I think, where they didn't have the green M&Ms. And so whoever the artist was left. And then it was in, I think, Brazil or Argentina. And the stage actually collapsed because they didn't read the safety requirements of putting up the trusses. And so like the indicator they were using were some of the crazy requests in the rider. I don't think that applies to the affiliate ball, but...
Well, bringing it back to the affiliate ball, Darren, would you be comfortable, hopefully this isn't an artist that you plan on bringing back, but telling us who was one of the most difficult people you ever worked with?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Sure. I would say in the affiliate ball era, well, in the players ball era, that was Tone Loc, because I had a meet and greet scheduled with him. And he was really cool backstage, and he had this purple weed, and he smokes his weed, and it was a good vibe, right? Everything was cool. His brother, who passed away years later, rest in peace, was his manager at the time, and he's the one that I set up the meet and greet with. So right when I said, hey, Tone, is it cool if I bring my sponsors back here to meet you? We had a meet and greet. He flipped out like a bad acid trip. Like he must have done something like years ago that I don't know what happened, but he absolutely flipped out, turned like really mean, and it was a bad vibe. So like, that kind of killed it. Now in the new era, I would say Juicy J. Now I like Juicy J personally. I saw him recently and he was really cool with me.
Oh, Juicy J, that's Adam's favorite artist, I'm pretty sure, right?
Who is Juicy J?
Adam, we're old, bro. I had to Google it.
Come on, Harrison, you're hardcore. You like that hardcore rap. You don't know Juicy J? All right, so check this out. When I had Juicy J, I had Bone Thugs and Harmony as the other main artist, and I also had Juicy J. Juicy J, at the time that I did him in New York, had the #1 song in the world with Katy Perry called Dark Horse. Remember that one?
Yes. Okay.
So he was on that track. It was #1. So like I had him while he had the #1 song. And he's also the other half of 3 6 Mafia. So, they won Oscars, Grammys. So yeah, he's very accomplished, but he's also a little thuggish, right? So part of what happened that night is, you have to have a security check for everybody that goes in, because, we have insurance and we got to make sure, people are safe. There's no guns being brought in. But Juicy J would not go through the proper security check. He needed to go through the back door. He tried to sneak in without security patting him down. So obviously it was probably packing something on him. So it literally held up my show for about 45 minutes. So imagine, I just did Bone Thugs and Harmony. I have to get Juicy J on the stage, but I'm messing around trying to, and they're threatening, we're not going to play if we can't get Juicy J, into the venue. I'm like, all you got to do is a security check. That's it. They just got to pat him down. Like, they were worried that somebody was going to be there, that it wasn't safe. I'm like, are you kidding me? Did you see my crowd? I mean, this crowd. It's like, what are we going to do? Sue?
It's not the most hardcore. Yeah, sue,
right.
Exactly.
I mean, what are we going to do? So that was my problem that night with Juicy J, was I couldn't get him into the goddamn venue because he wouldn't go through the proper security. So,
oh, you guys check this out. Look what I'm doing. I'm reeling the show back in. All right, Darren, what do party sponsors need to do to get the most out of an event like the affiliate ball?
Sorry, man. I have a little PTSD from that. to get the most out of the affiliate ball, I think it's more, like I said, meeting people, finding the people that you like, and kind of spending the time with them. I also think paying attention to who the sponsors are, because these people went out of their way to spend money on the party so that you guys could have a good time. So I would pay attention to the sponsors. I'd figure out a way to work with all of them, because there's such a huge range of sponsors this year that people are going to want to meet.
I want to flip it. So what do the party sponsors themselves need to do to get the most out of their sponsorship on the affiliate ball? Because I know it comes with a table, it comes with a bottle, it comes with a great view of the stage, but what do they need to do to get the most out of the sponsorship from a business perspective? Or is it not about that?
Oh, no, it's totally about that. Okay, so I think for a sponsor, I think they need to view the party as their party, right? A lot of people thank me for the party, but it's really not my party. It's, the sponsor's party. I don't even give myself a sponsorship. I started these as a way for me to promote my own business when I used to, have my marketing firm, but I don't need clients for marketing firm anymore. So I don't even need the sponsorship for myself. So I think what happens is, sponsors put their name on it and they just want to see what the results are. But the results are in their control, because it's their party. I mean, if they went out there and promoted it like, hey, come join us at our party, right? It's literally their party. So I think if they took more ownership of the fact that they're helping produce a party, it's their party, they have the tickets, they got the VIPs, I think they'd be able to work it accordingly, like do your own promotion. Like, I'm going to promote you too, and I have a pretty big reach, but there's nothing stopping them from promoting it as their party.
Nice.
So how do you, sorry, I was just going to ask you, like, when you're working on these events, how do you choose your venues? How do you kind of work through like capacity, the demand of who's going to come to the show? And, like, what's your kind of strategy when you pick where you hold the events?
That's a really good
question. Because I've seen you jump around a little bit, and, I've always heard amazing things about the venue or about your parties, but at the same time, like, I've seen other, events that are always held at the same place every year. So what's like your strategy, I guess?
Well, the first thing I look at is proximity to where people are staying. I don't want people to have to travel too far. So the first thing I look at are, what venues, nightclubs, lounges are nearby. And then I want to find out capacity size, because I consider myself the Super Bowl of all the parties. I want to be the biggest. A lot of people can do parties for 500 people. That's easy. You could find a lot of venues that house 500 people, but now you got to narrow down your pool of venues to like, can you hold 2,000 people? So that kind of limits you to, maybe 5 to 7 really good venues in Vegas. And, once you narrow that down, I like to work with the same venue over and over again, because the first time you use a venue, they take you to the bank. They want to have
1,000%.
Yeah. They want the highest bar minimum. And, when you tell them you're having 2,000 people, they're going to charge you like $100,000 or so for that venue. It's expensive. And that doesn't include drinks. That's like your bar minimum that you have to hit usually. And then you got to add 30% tax and tip. So these events are not cheap. That's why, what I do is I chop it up into sponsorships, like $20,000 package, a $12,000. And, so I hope to recoup it back. But back to your question about finding the venue. If I find a really good venue and they work with me, and after I prove my bar numbers the first time around, then I'm going to go back to them again, because the next time they know what they're getting with me. So I'm going to get a way better deal on bar, where I don't have to provide those huge numbers anymore. They already know that I'm going to do over $100,000 in bar.
Hey, Darren.
Yeah.
How far in advance do you book the venue? And then how far in advance do you generally book the celebrity talent?
Sometimes I'll have the venue booked a year in advance. I like to be ahead of it. Sometimes, I mean, I could put together something probably within 2 months, to be honest, if I have to. And I have done that before, but I'd rather know that I have my venue locked in way in advance, mainly because I don't want somebody else to get my venue. And I also want to make sure that, that I'm on the same page with them. But things happen, like COVID happened, and then I ended up losing my venue. So Light Nightclub, that I used for probably at least 7 years in a row, they couldn't guarantee they're going to be open. So they had a heart to heart with me. They're like, look, we love you, but we would do a contract with you, but we can't guarantee we'll be open, and that wouldn't work for you. So I literally had to start over. And then in New York, same thing. I used Copacabana for over a decade, and I love them. But the problem was, they closed down due to the pandemic, and now you have to find another venue. So I had to start all over. I'm like, sometimes you don't get the perfect venue. Sometimes they don't even have a stage. Like in New York, they didn't have a stage set up for me. So I literally took the VIP area that's a little bit elevated, and I took the middle booth and I made that my stage. I've done that before. I've done that at Chateau at Paris. I know you guys threw the bear crawl there, I think, or the beer pong. You had a beer party there, I think. I remember.
We were at the beer park next door, but they're connected.
Right. I remember.
Close. Yeah.
Okay. So
I toured that. That was a little bit big for our group. I was like, "Whoa, this is huge. It's a good spot for your event."
And then sometimes you do have the perfect venue and the perfect artist, and then you have to replace the artist the day before the party, right?
That PTSD is setting in again, man. I take a beating with these things. I don't think people understand, like I literally have to guarantee this stuff beforehand. But what happened last year, if you guys remember, I had Method Man locked in. Everything was cool. I've already done Method Man twice before that at my other events. So I figured.
Hey, Darren,
yeah.
Harrison, I don't mean to cut you off, but is Josh literally making coffee back in his kitchen right now? He's like, I'm not going to host anymore. I'm just going to fuck off and make
what?
Like, what is going on?
No, what are you talking about, dude? I haven't even What are you talking about? The question is, are you going to go through the effort to edit my camera only on the feed so that they can actually see that? Man, it's got to be what we were just talking about.
Sorry.
Caffeinated. We got to be caffeinated, right?
So Darren, that was the second time he got up when Darren was talking. He was like, all right, Darren's going to talk. I'm just going to go make coffee.
No, the first time I had to relieve myself in the lavatory the first time, but yeah. So Darren, Method Man canceled.
So Darren, what happened last year? Why? Yeah, I remember vaguely, but I don't remember the details.
So I had a meat market table, and I was just finishing up. Usually, I'll close it down around 4:30. So at 4:30, I'm shutting down, and I get a call from my agent who tells me that Method Man has to cancel. Now, according to the contract, all they have to do is pay you back. There's no damages, they just pay you back. That's it. It says, in the event that they can't come, they pay you back. But that's not good enough for me, right? Because, I have a rep to protect, and I want to provide the best party I can. I already had Harry Mack. I already had Bud Bundy. The party still would have been pretty dope. We had a good outdoor venue. But I'm used to doing big names, man, and I want to have that Method Man caliber, So I kind of went off a little bit on my agent. I'm like, look, man, maybe if I was a regular gig, it's one thing, but these people all know me. I'm in an industry, and if I don't provide somebody at least on the same level as Method Man as a replacement, it's not going to cut it for me. So he talked to Method Man and was able to work out with Method Man that they were going to help me find another artist. I literally pulled an all-nighter with the agents and the management of Method Man to figure out who. They said, make a list of the names that you would like to have. And at the very top of the list, I put Akon, because I've been trying to get Akon for well over a decade. And he's big money. In comparison to Method Man, he's double the price. And that's if you can get Akon, which obviously I couldn't get all these years. So I put Akon number one. Method Man has a lot of power, and he's got a lot of friends. So knowing that I was cool with Method, I love that I'm down with Method Man. I think that's pretty cool. He went out of his way to call Akon. Akon, he said, I'll wire you the money that he sent over to me. They'll get your airline ticket if you can do it. He said, I'm double the price, blah, blah, blah. He said, it's a favor for me. So he did it as a favor for Method Man, which was really cool. And then Method Man wired the money over. And then by the next morning, I had already bought an airline ticket before Mandalay Bay even approved it, because you have to have it approved by a casino. You can't just book an artist. They all have to approve it in advance. So I took a gamble. I'm like, all right, so we'll just wire the money over, and hopefully he doesn't have a criminal record or anything bad going on. And we pulled it off. So, literally the night before is when I got the notice. And by 9 a.m. the next day, I already bought that airline ticket for Akon, and the rest is history.
Awesome. Well, you know what? ChatGPT did deliver, so I'm going to close you out before I hand it back to Josh, Darren, with an ad for Affiliate Ball written by AI. Are you ready to network with the best in the affiliate marketing industry? Look no further than the Affiliate Ball, the industry's biggest and most exciting networking event, featuring legendary performances by Method Man and surprise guests. This event is not to be missed. But hurry, there are only a few spots left to RSVP at affiliateball.com. Not only will you have the opportunity to mingle with the industry's biggest names, but you'll also get to see the winners of the Athy Award in person. And in true Athy Award tradition, the winners will have to pick up their award and make a joke about how Adam Young and Harrison Gewirtz are the only assholes who didn't come pick up their Athy Award in the history of the event. Don't miss out on the chance to connect with industry leaders, have a great time, and see the Athy Award winners in person. RSVP now at affiliateball.com. See you there.
Well done, Adam. Thank
you. Come on, you added the asshole part in there, though.
No, I prompted it. It says, make a joke about how Adam Young and Harrison Gewirtz are the only assholes who didn't come pick up their Athy.
It butchered that a little bit, but it did it great.
Apparently,
I'm sold.
Apparently, when you read a ChatGPT prompt, you also have to scream it at the top of your lungs. Thank you, Adam. We appreciate that.
Adam, I have a position for you with the microphone as MC of the night. If it just gets you to the party, you'd be amazing.
If you'll let me be MC, dog, I'll come.
We might have just convinced Adam Young to go to a party other than his own. Darren, before we let you go, I know you're also doing the Athy Expo, which is a newer meetup conference. I'll let you kind of classify what you want to call it. But real quick, just because we only have a few minutes left, can you tell us about the Athy Expo, why it's different than all the other meetups and conferences out there, and why people should care?
So the Athy Expo will be October 15th through the 17th, but don't book your flight home on the 17th, because on the night of the 17th will be a very new thing for us. It's going to be the Athy Awards Gala. So it's different than the way the Athy Awards have been in the past, being that we give it to individuals who sometimes don't show up. But then this one's going to go to companies who might not show up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure they'll show up, or they won't get it. We're going to do the company award. So we're going to break it down by categories within the industry. So just about every major category, we want to highlight, 4 or 5 nominees, of which we're going to flood them with a ton of traffic through our databases. But really the Athy Expo itself is for C-level and business owners to get together and network in a relaxed atmosphere without speakers. Other shows do their speakers. I'm going to try to do a few masterminds at the same time as the expo this time around. But what I love is the environment, the vibe. I'm a vibe creator. It's what I do. The last one we did was in Hollywood. Everybody walked next door to the Comedy Store. We got everybody tickets for that. It was private. They saw big comedians. So, that was one thing. The Whiskey A Go-Go was fun. But the next time around, I'm going to try to bring the comedy into the Athy Expo. It's going to be at the Intercontinental, which is downtown LA. It's the tallest building west of the Mississippi. They have a 73rd rooftop that we're going to utilize for a meetup one of those nights. Or not a meetup, but probably like the opening party will be really cool with the most insane view you've ever seen. But it's going to be a lot of fun. But again, it's about the intimacy. We don't want to be that huge trade show where people get lost. We want to keep people together at the hotel as much as possible. But we also want to provide really good experiences for the attendees and also our exhibitors. So I would say that what separates this show from others is we're really focused on bringing, the top people in the game to be able to network and have fun and also learn something about our exhibitors.
Well, Darren, I just want to say thank you for coming on the Affiliate Marketing Show with myself, Adam, and Harrison. To all of you watching and listening, please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to stay up to date on all the future episodes and latest affiliate marketing news. Adam, I see you smiling over there. You like that I'm doing these little plugs, huh? Okay, maybe I do still have a job.
A little late.
No, I did it at the beginning. I did it at the beginning. I did it at the beginning and the end. Double down this time. For Josh from the Affiliate Marketing Show, Darren from the Affiliate Ball and Athy Expo, Adam from Ringba, and Harrison Gewurz. Let's make that paper. Let's make that dough. This was the Affiliate Marketing Show. We will see you in Vegas, and we will see you next week with another episode. Take care, everybody.
Marketing show. Wanna make that paper. Wanna make that dough.
Alrighty.